All righty, welcome in here to Real Talk here on Shelbyville now. It is Thursday afternoon, September the 18th
Yes,
at
it is.
4:06 p.m.
Ish.
All right, we're 6 minutes late because we got to talking here
We did.
about a lot of things going on, and we're going to talk about some of that here. But
Real talk is
Yeah,
what that
yeah.
was.
But before we do, let's talk about a couple events. I know you got the War Trace
The
Music
War Trace
Festival.
Music Festival is coming on September 20th, which is in 2 days. Saturday, and it's from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. It's an all-day deal.
So tell everybody what happens at the music festival. Does people go over and just have bands?
If they have bands, you listen to music all day, different varieties of music. They have the stage there. They're going to have fantastic food set up all throughout the area. I mean, War Trace is just a neat setting. They had the Strawberry Festival just a few months ago that was a great crowd. If you like listening to live music, and if you want to support Bedford County and War Trace and local musicians, come out. War Trace, it's the music festival, the 20th. That's this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Bring your lawn chair, sit down, and maybe sing along. I'm sure they'll play some tunes that you know. So it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely, it does. All right. Also, the September the 25th and the 28th at the Tennessee Walking Horse Celebration Grounds, we will have the Mule and Bluegrass Festival, which is always a big event, and it's getting bigger every year. I know there's going to be some sort of cooking competition. You'll have bluegrass music, and of course the mules. You'll have all types of things going on there. This is getting to be very similar like Mule Day used to be over in Columbia.
Yes, it is, and they still have that, and you will see the mules coming through.
A lot of those,
pretty soon. I know. I'm not sure.
March.
It's in March. It's in March. Well, say everybody came through.
Yeah,
but we've got the mules and music in Shelbyville. Not this weekend, but the 25th, you say, through the
25th through the 28th.
And look, bluegrass and mules. I mean, can it get much better? I mean, it can.
Could.
I mean,
if it was like classic rock, classic rock and mules would be better.
Okay. Do you get? I mean, is this a mule like exhibition? Is that?
They're gonna have a show. They'll have them under saddle. They'll have them pulling wagons. They'll be led. Just a lot of different things. And I don't know if they have mule pulls or not. I hadn't seen the schedule, but that's always a big competition, just like a tractor pull, except you got a mule, because that's nature's tractor right there.
That's the real pull.
The mule is the tractor. So, y'all, if you're looking for something to do on those dates, that's the 20th, this coming Saturday, and the 25th through the 28th, which would be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I think Sunday, or it's Tuesday through Saturday. I'm not sure which it is. Check the calendar.
Now check the
25th through the 28th, next week. And now let's take a break, and we're going to hear from Norris Plumbing here in Shelbyville, Bedford County. Third-generation plumber that can take care of all your plumbing needs. If you have a busted water heater, they can handle it. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to somebody today. They were talking about their water pressure being too high. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about a pressure reduction valve. Yeah. I'm sure
he can help you. Norris Plumbing.
Jay can handle that. He can do lines for you. He can fix pipes. He can install faucets. He can work on showers. Anything that has water flowing through it, he can handle.
That's exactly right. 24 hours a day as well.
Yes. And we're going to stop, pause, and hear from him, and we'll be right back to jump into some real talk. That's what it's going to be. All right, we'll be right back.
Norris Plumbing has been serving our community for 3 generations, providing reliable solutions for every plumbing need. From water heaters and water lines to kitchens, baths, and complete repiping, our team delivers quality workmanship you can trust. Professional service means arriving on time, explaining the problem, and completing the job with precision. At Norris Plumbing, we stand behind our work because your home deserves the very best. Call Norris Plumbing today at 931-703-5915. Norris Plumbing. Trusted, professional, dependable.
All righty. Welcome back in here to Real Talk. And Bo, before we get into what we are trying to talk about today, I'm going to run through some headlines here that are just kind of breaking.
Yes.
Just so people will know. Let's see. Erica Kirk has been named the CEO of Turning Point, which that's no surprise. And if you heard her speech, I think she's perfect for the job because she knew what Charlie Kirk was going to do.
Amen. With it. No doubt about it. That was announced today, yes. And the funeral will be held this weekend.
And Donald Trump he floats the idea of pulling license if networks are against him after the Jimmy after Jimmy Kimmel was suspended, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of people lining up to support Jimmy Kimmel after that. And that's what one of the things we're going to talk about that we'll get into in a little while. Let's see. Here's something that Hillary Clinton sparked social media firestorm for promoting book warning about fascists and calling them sick people. And of course, she's referring to the right. Okay. Hillary just can't keep her mouth shut.
No,
she's always got to be stirring the pot, even though she probably don't even know what she's talking
Nobody
about.
cares, Hillary. Nobody cares.
Okay, and then Hakeem Jeffries comes out, and there's a video right there. I don't know what it's saying. I can't read it, but it says there will not be Democratic support for continued resolution if GOP continues to do something here, which that's just more rhetoric, and this just shows us our divide that we have in this country between the left and the right.
That's all it is. And it'll be, and no matter the subject, fill subject line in here. It's another day, and it's another, fight between the left and the right. Sometimes it's valid, sometimes it's not. But anything that the left brings up is usually just nonsense.
All right. So here's where I think we are, Bo. And I'm just going to draw an imaginary line right here. Okay, here's the line. I'm going to lay my pen down here. On the right side, okay, right here on this side, is a moral code that was given to us by God in his word, in the Bible. Let's just say that lies right there. We know that the basis of that are the 10 Commandments, and it gives us a list of those things. And we also know, if we read the Bible, there's a lot of commands and a lot of things that we should do. God tells us to do, and there's some things that he tells us to stay away from, and he gives us a guideline on those. None of us are perfect, and we all fall short of that. Okay, but there's still that moral code that sets society into order. All right, and I see people standing on that, even though they're not perfect, but they're standing on that, and they're trying to stick with that because they know it's the right thing to do.
Right.
And now we have a group of people that are totally rejecting that,
yes,
or say it's subjective, and they'll argue with it and say, "Well, we've got to be accepting. We've got to tolerate. We got to. The list goes on and on until it's become a part of the fabric of our society. So you have good, you have the light versus the darkness. There is a separating moment now. I think we face.
I agree.
And I think that's where our country is. The
Yes.
world's there, but definitely our country. And we've seen some ugliness come out.
We've seen
Let's
a lot
talk about
of
Jimmy Kimmel.
Okay.
All right.
He's canceled.
He's done.
It's temporary now. I suspect there's a firing coming up.
How many people you think is going to watch him after this, except for the handful of the, just pure, don't have anything to do with the right at all?
Yeah, not many people. He has lost his value, and it was before this. Jimmy Kimmel, back in the 90s, he was on this Comedy Central show. He was funny. He didn't talk about politics.
No.
He might have been the same. He was funny. He kept funny. Well, whenever he got big, he quit being funny. He quit being funny years ago, and he started being evil. He started anything.
Okay, let's talk about that. He crossed the line of his moral code.
Yes.
Okay. And it's not about politics, but for some reason now politics has drawn people to that split.
Yes, it has.
What's scary is the people that have not landed on that. Now there can be a liberal thinking person still on the right side and aligned with morality.
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly right.
But
I've heard stories of this here in the last couple of days.
I'm saying, though, there can be Democrats and Republicans both adhering to the moral code.
Yes, that's exactly
But
right.
for some reason, there's just a big crowd of people that have just surrounded this mindset of we're going to tolerate this and tolerate that, and we're going to do this and do that. And if the Bible is out of date, that they'll even say that now.
Yeah, no, they love to say that. That's just an old book.
Yeah, and they will also say
An old book that prevailed.
Yeah, and they will also say the Constitution is out of date. We need to rewrite that
The same.
to fit their immoral code.
Yes, exactly.
You got the immoral code and the moral code.
And you got God-breathed words, and you got man-made words. And whenever you're against the God-breathed words, you're automatically in the loop on the wrong side of things.
Okay.
Because you can't go there. We're finite. It's finite ability of what God is thinking, and for us to even think that we can know what God's up to is total ignorance.
All right, let's talk about this. Tuesday night, Charlie Kirk vigil at the park.
Yes, in Shelbyville, great turnout. I mean,
yeah,
Shelbyville strong, I would say.
Okay, just on the surface, it looks like that Bedford County in general leans that way.
Yes, I would say so. And if somebody thinks the other way, they're not. Yeah. They're not saying it.
Well, I'll tell you, Bo. I'll just tell you this. I've been looking at Facebook. I try to stay off of just the social side of it. Most of the time, I'm just checking on our Facebook page, making sure we get our obituaries, our weather forecast. Josh is putting out stuff to keep people up to date on the news, and try to keep people informed of what's going on. I very seldom look at the social side of it, but when we put comments up, I browse through those because I want to make sure that it don't get filthy. And honestly, on Charlie Kirk's post where I wrote the article and we made the announcement on his death, there was some nasty stuff put on there, and that scared me. I said, surely these people are not from Bedford County. And I looked them up and they were.
That right there makes you sick. It makes you hurt for them because they're thinking of this as a game or as some type of non-humanity type event that's happened or some type of election. This is a man that's been assassinated with a rifle and blood spilled in front of his son, his children and his daughter and his fans and the whole world, if you might as well say now. And for someone to even think about celebrating that, I mean, and the funny thing is they don't have to say anything online, but they're so full of this hate and vitriol against whatever it is that they choose to type it out and send it.
Well, it's a lot easier to type something out.
And
hide behind a keyboard
than
it is to sit down face to face and talk to somebody.
Yes.
And that's the example that Charlie Kirk said. He didn't type on the keyboard words and then hide. He came out with a microphone and said, I want to talk to you. Let's have a civil conversation.
Yes.
And there's been so many lies told on him.
It's
unbelievable.
It is really unbelievable. There have been lies. They have taken videos of him. This is before his passing and just made them fit their rhetoric. I mean, there are reporters that blatantly lied that have been called out about it. I mean, just lied about what he said flat out. No, there's no if. And this is one of them was a New York Times or some big crazy paper that people read still.
Yeah.
And so they're lying to people. The lies is comes from the evil one, right? I mean, it creates deception. It creates deception. Deception is a fruit of evil. I mean, it's just going to cause it.
Right.
Here's where we are. And now we talk about free speech. You're hearing a lot of this about free speech, freedom of speech, freedom of speech. Yes, we've got freedom of speech, but we don't have freedom or immunity from consequences. And that comes on a man-on-man basis. If I say something that I can say, well, you can punch me,
Well, it's assault if I do that.
It is
my freedom to do
but
that
it's a freedom,
and go to jail.
just like getting fired when you say
okay, that's a little different because you have an employer that pays you money.
That's right.
Okay, that employer is in charge when he's paying you. It's up to him as to whether or not he continues to hire you or not.
He's got freedom.
And there's been a lot of people get their pink slips and crying about it.
Yes,
because they've downgraded and basically just vile comments that your employer shouldn't trust you. If you condone death.
They publicly shown
assassination. It's scary.
They've publicly shown themselves forever. They say what you say online never goes away. It's not. Nobody, nothing she can erase or whatever. Whoever, he, she, everybody that said anything about this will always be labeled some type of evil type person. I mean, how could you hire somebody that celebrates any death? There are a lot of people that I would disagree with a lot, and I would be so sad if they died. I mean, that would hurt.
I mean, you don't have a soul when you're at that point.
Well, but I don't hate the person. I disagree with them.
No,
and they don't understand that.
I'm gonna give Whoopi Goldberg some credit. She came out. Don Fetterman, as well, came out and said, "Guys, we gone way crazy here." And then you've got Whoopi Goldberg on the 5. No, the View.
Mm-hmm.
The View. Mm-hmm. She came out and said, guys, we've gone way too far here.
Yes,
somebody has died. Yes. I mean, I'm gonna give her credit because I will give her down the road when she throws out her rhetoric on her show. But I don't hate her. I love Whoopi Goldberg.
Well,
I mean, she's made me laugh for a lot of years in a lot of movies, but I don't like what she's doing on The View.
I don't either. But you can take it to a local level too. And I'll say this, our county mayor, his father just passed away. And a lot of times we disagree with things. This is Mr. Graham. A lot of times we have disagreed things, but we agree on some things. But I send him a message telling him I'm sorry to hear about the passing of his dad. I know he sounded like a family man. That right there is called humanity, because that's still a brother right there. I mean, and I don't hate the guy at all. I've just disagreed with him a few times.
We love our county. We love our people. We love the ones that have been elected. Don't agree with them all the time.
That's right.
But you know what? Agree with them sometimes.
And that's okay. But
But
on a human level, there's things bigger than that. We should
and we should be able to sit down, have a cup of coffee with them, and talk about the weather, talk about the ball game, talk about all this stuff.
Yes.
And when we do talk about property taxes or this decision that's got to be made for our county and for our city, we can part ways on some of those things and say, I've got this idea, well, you've got that idea, and we
may disagree vehemently, and that's okay. That's
some things I think we do are stupid.
Yeah.
Okay. Like right now.
Yes.
And this is a prime example of it. Our city and our county need to get down. They need to have a cup of coffee together.
They do. They do.
And forget. And I'm not talking about just our mayors. I'm talking about a whole big party.
The whole. Yes, they do. They need to be just aligned. I mean, if they fell down and hurt themselves, would you just leave them sitting there? Some people might laugh and say, yeah, but no. You mean you don't. You help your brother. You take out the principal or the I guess the policies that you're for or against, and then you take it to a humanity level where you just love your neighbor, right? I mean, it's pretty simple. Yeah. And for these people making comments celebrating an assassination, I mean, I kind of laugh because it's crazy for me to even think that somebody would celebrate that. They have no conscience, or they would not help anybody because you disagreed with them about gay marriage or about illegal immigration. Well, then you're dead to them.
Yeah.
But that's not how it should be. You agree or disagree, but you still can talk and get by. But this is not, we're seeing it more and more. It's not happening.
Well, at the local level, I've seen this happen, Bo. I've seen elected people, representatives, be blackballed because they might ask a question or disagree with something or want to discuss something. And I know for a fact, I've seen and heard about this happening, that people within a part of our government are told, don't talk to him.
Oh, yeah.
Don't talk to him.
Yeah.
You can't talk to him.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
that just don't make sense.
When you do that, you're automatically being controlled. You can talk to whoever you want to. You're a free, independent person there, and you work for the people when you're in an office. And for anybody to say, don't talk to them or don't listen to them, shame on them. They've been fed that crap, and that's what they've been living by in their political or whatever life. And, there's some people that just, they can think for themselves, and they can't now. There are some people that get put into offices that can't think for themselves, and they rely on that.
I'm sitting here right now, and I'm trying to think who in this county or city government that there's no way I would sit across and talk to them. And I can't think of a single person, Bo.
Oh, no, me neither.
Not one.
And the ones that I never met before, but I thought that I didn't like, I finally met them, and I realized, wait a second.
Hey, they're just like us.
I disagree with this, but you're funny, or I like,
Yeah. It's like,
so we
got to get humanity back into our local government and all government. Unfortunately, I feel like at the federal level, it's a lost cause, Bo. They just can't do it.
It seems too big. I don't know. I mean, I've got hope that we've got to keep fighting, and we've got to. And when I say fight, I mean in a way of conservative fight.
But here's what you got. You got one group, the left, that sits over there. If they voted to send flowers, let's just say somebody else got assassinated. Let's not use Charlie, but just a fictitious, and they voted to send some flowers. And if somebody in leadership said, no, we're not going to do it, they would all vote no. Even though they knew it was the humane thing to do, they would vote no. Now, the Republicans, the right side, there's going to be some people kicking and screaming.
Yes.
When somebody says you can't do that.
Yes.
You know why? Because they're free thinkers.
That's
most of them.
Most of them are.
But I'll tell you this, that right there, that party on the right is losing me because I see it becoming more and more and more like the ones on the left.
Yes, I do too.
And the ones that are speak up and have a question, they're blackballed now.
No, but I
got a list 4 or 5 of those.
And I feel a new wave of that coming. I don't know how long this we'll say rhino can last. I see a lot of independent free thinkers that you can consider they're Republicans, but really they're just their own person and they're Americans. They love the Constitution. They love their land.
Until they get in this room. There's something about that room that changes all that.
Yeah, but no, you've got to be yourself no matter what.
That's the problem.
And you have to wake up maybe and look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, this is me. This is who I'm going to be.
You know what it is?
What's
money.
that?
It's money.
Yeah, well.
Money controls everything that takes place in those rooms.
Well, if you don't like money, then it don't bother you. You know, if money is just
But here's the thing. It's like, okay, if you go this route, we'll make sure you do not get elected. Well, I've heard Trump say it. I'm going to primary.
I don't like that either.
Massey.
I don't like that
Kentucky.
at all.
Massey is one of those that will come right out and ask that question.
Yes. And just because he went against the Trump personality, that's not a way to be on any side. I'm just going to, why do that? But he has the right to do that. He can do that.
He can do
but,
that.
I don't think that it helps the cause.
It doesn't help anything. And it doesn't help anything to get done for the people. Right now, everything that's getting done is getting done for the billionaires.
Yeah.
The ones that actually own the country.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
Yes, it does. But Trump has taken a note for and securing a lot of these cities. Memphis is really going through. I think they're going to go through a revitalization, almost a spiritual revival. I've seen some people that used to be like gangster rappers back in the days. They have changed. They have gotten saved, and they are right now. Just yesterday, they had huge crowds. They were preaching. I'm seeing not just evil in Memphis now. I'm seeing something that kind of gives me chills. Yeah, the federal government may need to help them in there, but this isn't a bad thing. This is something that they're wanting to clean up crime in all these cities. The media tells it like, oh, they're wanting to come in there like the just Gestapo or what the
Gestapo.
Come on now. Seriously, this is and I like that. I really like that. Takes some cojones to do that. And Trump is
takes what?
Cojones.
Okay.
That's yeah. Well, you can guess. I'm not too bilingual, but I do have a few words. But it takes some cojones, and Trump's got them.
He'll do that.
He is very. Every day he's telling people exactly what he thinks left and right. He's not in a basement taking a nap and taking his.
No, he's wide awake.
He's wide awake,
no
but he's aged. Have you noticed? Just since the last debate, I've watched a part of it and seen him now. I don't see how he does it.
I'm finding more and more people that when you start talking down policy of the left and policy of the right, I just don't want to talk about politics.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to pay attention to it. Don't care about it. And what happens is they shut off politics completely, all the way down to the local level. Don't want to talk about politics. Well, I got news for you. Politics affects their everyday life. And when I'm talking about politics, I'm not necessarily talking about the meaning of politics. I'm talking about our government. Yes. Because everybody associates politics with their government. Yeah. But politics is about the manipulation of people. Yeah. It's what politics is.
Yes.
And that happens. I don't care if you're in a 3-year-old nursery.
Yeah.
There's a 3-year-old kids are applying politics. All right.
There's a hierarchy.
And if you're talking about 14, 15, 16-year-old girls, there's politics going on.
Yes, there is.
You're talking about
heavy politics.
Yeah. Junior high boys, there's politics going on. Okay. And it's not about government.
No.
But we do need to pay attention to what our government does.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And we need to be informed. But I see so many people at the local level. I just don't want to talk about politics. How about your property taxes?
Yeah.
You want to know about them?
I don't sometimes.
That's not politics. That's just a bill coming in the mail.
A lot of time, and I feel their pain. I don't want to talk about it all the time, but I have to. I have to get into it to know, because I feel like if I don't, I'm selling myself and my family short. Yeah. If I'm not up on what's going on. And then if I see something that passed that I wasn't paying attention to, that I didn't get my voice heard, then sorry. It's supposed to work where you can get your voice heard, whether you get, you get your way or not. But you need to stay plugged in, and staying plugged in is not just reading one place from one news source or anything. Go to meetings, ask people you like, ask people you don't like, ask people you don't care about. Get everybody's opinion, and I promise you will be able to create.
Here's one thing, and I hope somebody from the county watches this. the live stream on our YouTube channel for our Bedford County government, it's a great idea. It's a great concept of having everything live streamed.
Yes, it is.
But here's the but. I've known people, and I have myself, Tuesday, okay, the committee meetings. When somebody speaks in the crowd, you can't hear what they're saying.
No, you can't.
So I just threw my computer across the room and said it's useless.
And you know what? It is useless because when you go there, a lot of times they'll say, hey, can you come up to the mic? And then for whatever reason, one person comes up to the mic, or the people that respect the mic and know that other people are listening. But a lot of people, they don't care.
If you don't speak in the mic, you don't need to speak because it's not just about those people sitting in the room. And that's something that I think we got to work on. So anybody that sits in those meetings needs to say, nobody can hear you.
Yeah. Well, because I've seen it time and time again where they say, hey, go to the mic. And then they'll get half of their speech in the mic. I think they need to be a little bit more strict on that and say, if you got to speak,
the mic, or have a mic to hand around in the crowd, even do something.
Yeah.
But if we're going to provide that service, why halfway do it?
I
can sit there and try to read lips. Most of the time, those people talking in the audience, the camera's not on them.
And
I can't even try to read their lips.
There's been some important things that I've noticed on some of these meetings that have been missed, and some individuals not talking on the microphone that should have. And that
the cities has got better.
Yes, it has. I
like
their
they
new
got
system.
those little cameras that makes me dizzy.
Don't cough too loud.
It makes me dizzy. It makes me dizzy. But there is a microphone. If you want to speak, you go to it.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right.
And you're not going to speak until you get in front of the mic.
No, you don't.
This is the way it operates. Okay. I think that's something that the county has got to get right.
Now, I do like at the committee meetings, anybody can really speak a lot of time. And I do like that, but you need
that's a state
to
law.
Go up. And
it's a state law now.
If anybody that doesn't go hadn't gone to committee meetings, that's where the things get done. That's where you need to go. It seems like that the main meeting is mostly a rubber stamp. There are some contentious.
This is the meeting before the meeting.
This is the meeting before the meeting. The city has a study session. The county has committee meetings.
Yeah, and everybody needs to be aware of that, and everybody needs to start watching that.
Yes,
and hopefully we can get some sound.
I hope so.
Now there's mics at the desk. Okay, they've got to be turned on.
Yes.
We need to hear our mayor when he speaks. We need to hear all our commissioners when they speak.
Our legal counsel. We need to hear when the legal counsel speaks.
And when somebody is making a report, we need to hear them at the microphone, which most of the time they'll come to the mic. But if there's somebody else that's making a comment and they don't have a microphone, you cannot hear them.
You cannot.
Okay?
And there's been one time when council was rendering their opinion on that, they didn't have a mic on, and that was like the most important part of the meeting, and I couldn't hear it, and I was like, "What's up?" And but regardless, they didn't like re-record it or anything.
Yeah.
So,
but it is a great service.
It is.
We just need to get it right.
Yeah, we do. And I know that Josh Carney is over there.
Well, he can't make them pick up the mic.
He can't make them do it.
But he's
not the enforcer.
No.
I see him though. I see Josh, and I know Josh, and I love Josh. I'll see him a lot of times, and they don't go up to the mic. He's like,
all right, this is where the person that's leading the meeting and recognizes says, don't say anything till you get to the mic.
And that's what Josh is thinking.
You can't speak.
Yes.
You can't speak until you get to the mic. So Biff Farah in the rules committee,
and legislation.
Yeah. And whoever else down the line, Mark Thomas is a committee chairman.
Yeah.
Drew Hooker, I think is all right. You can't pick if you're going to speak. You got to be in front of the mic.
It is up to the chairman of that committee to hold order.
That's it. It's not Josh's fault. He's got
and it's not Mayor Chad Graham's fault if he's in the audience.
Because he'll come to the mic. But there's some people, if you don't speak into the mic, nobody's going to hear you.
No, you're exactly right. Speak into the mic. Go to the mic. If you go to a committee meeting and you've got something to say, you want the public to hear it. Go to the mic. Go to the mic.
All right. So. Speaking of mics, we need to turn this one off because we've run a little bit over today.
It's hot. It's feeling hot.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Again, we thank our sponsors.
Yes, we do.
Norris Plumbing here in Shelbyville and Bedford County. Give them a call if you ever need any plumbing done. Jay will get right on you.
Get right on it. Generations of experience and locally homegrown Bedford County man with a family to feed. So you're supporting Bedford County. You're supporting him when you call. So call Norris Plumbing. They'll be glad to help you.
We will be back on Monday unless we have some breaking news or something that we need to get on here fast.
Thanks for watching.
Everybody
we appreciate
have a great
everybody.
weekend. We'll see you on Monday.